lot of pressure, man.
Yeah, it is.
Evil,
Knievel.
not our real names.
Nailed it.
Oh, you want me to do my bit? Okay, here we go.
Who are those guys?
You're gonna love it. It's just a little independent.
That might have been too much, man.
I'm trying to learn how to read the timer. To work the timer. Hi, Todd.
You're trying to read the timer. Is it printing words?
It isn't. Hi, welcome everybody to A Little Independent,
Ali.
the podcast where two friends talk about independent, obscure, or just plain weird movies. My name's Ryan.
And I'm Todd.
Hi, Todd.
Hi, Ryan.
That's an appropriate voice for our movie today, I'm thinking.
In a world.
In a world.
Narrates a film.
So, how you doing? You doing okay?
I'm great. How are
doing?
you?
Doing good?
Yeah, I'm
doing
ready
my
to
Mark
rock.
Wahlberg. Well, so this movie, this is episode 6, and it's my movie. Last movie was Todd's Skin of the Wolf, which was a fun one, so please listen to that episode.
We skinned it.
We skinned the wolf, not what you think. But I realized, so I wanted to do something a little different movie-wise, because we've done kind of heavier, some dramas, some thrillers.
I agree. I was thinking that myself.
And not that that's a bad thing, but so this week's movie is a comedy, and there's a lot of gender tones in it. There's female empowerment, and I've realized that in the last like week, I've watched a lot of like female empowered movies. I watched Nomadland. Have you seen that yet? With Frances McDormand.
Yeah, I actually didn't make it through the whole movie.
Really?
That's rare for me.
You didn't like it?
It bored the daylights out of me.
It's a little.
And I
slow.
like realism. I talked about realism on the last podcast, but
Yeah.
that realism just
Frances
didn't speak to
McDormand
me.
is a national treasure.
Well,
I just could
yeah,
watch
she's-
her in a slow movie any day.
Yeah, she's a wonderful actress.
And then I Care a Lot following. I'm not even going to talk about that piece of... Oh, God. I can't do it. And then we watched a movie called The Sleepover for Family Movie Night. It's a Netflix movie, which ironically stars Malin Ackerman and Ken Marino, who stars in the movie we're going to talk about. And it's a husband and wife, Ken Marino and Malin Ackerman, and they have kids. And it turns out the wife is in the witness protection program, and she was a thief. So her old gang...
The husband doesn't know it?
No, she was married afterwards. And the her whole gang finds her and makes her essentially do another job. And I get that. Strong female characters, I love it. Give me Atomic Blonde any day. And since the beginning of time, there's been damsels in distress. But now you get this turnabout with these strong female characters. And in this movie, I could not stand it because Ken Marino, who's in the movie we're going to see, we're going to talk about, plays the husband. And he's the biggest dipshit I've ever seen.
So you got to help me now. You know how I am with the names. Ken Marino is which character in our movie?
Gustav.
Today? Oh,
And Malin Ackerman, she's blonde. She's mom in the Final Girls, and what's funny is Ken Marino and Malin Ackerman have a lot to do with the circle of.
So it's the blonde
director.
The blonde that was in Wanderlust.
Mm-hmm.
Who gave that wonderful line?
We'll
that
get
I'll
to
never
all
forget.
these connections because that's why I love comedy. But this guy is such a fucking dipshit in this movie. He's so inept, it's crazy. He can't. The only thing he can do, effectively, is drive the family minivan.
He's a dipshit in our movie today.
Well, this is another level. And again,
a whole
I
new
get,
level.
like
dipshit?
bringing a male as the damsel in distress or the dad in distress, and like we deserve it. The patriarchy deserves that character. That stupid guy who sucks at everything. But he's so bad. There's one scene. I've been thinking about this nonstop.
Your passion is you, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan is leaning into the mic. It's not just a Todd thing anymore.
The plan that the bad guys have, which the wife is complicit in against her will, is they go to some diplomat's party, and the queen of something, they're going to give her a pill that makes her have to like have violent diarrhea, go into the bathroom, and they're going to rob her of her crown in the bathroom. That's their plan. So they're all on a stage ready, and they got the dad, and he's tied up. And no context of the scene. He walks in. They're discussing this pill. He grabs it and eats it. He's like, oh, I'm so hungry. And he grabs this pill out of the bad guy's hand, eats it. Right? And
so a little turbolax.
so they tie
Dumb and
him to a
Dumber
chair.
action.
He shits himself,
Yeah.
throws up on himself, and is just sitting there with the chair and has attitude. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, again, they go to such lengths to make this guy look like such a fucking idiot. And I was astounded by it. And the last straw was like, have you seen any damsel in distress in a movie like shit herself midway through and then just sit in it for the rest of the movie? You know, did that happen in King Kong 1976?
For real?
No, not for real. But within the narrative, if a giant ape grabbed you,
Yeah. Introducing
you would Jessica Lange shits herself.
the brown note.
Like it was so infuriating because again, I get turning the tables and making the dad a total
Right.
idiot.
Yeah.
But this was so, and maybe I'm just raging because my kids were laughing at it. My wife's like, "You're being over the top," but it just was so obnoxious. I want you to watch it just to see.
All right. And,
And
then
then-
when I take their side, you'll be over the
Probably.
top. Yeah.
And then we watched Raiders of the Lost Ark, which has a strong female character until a certain point.
Yeah.
And we were listening to another podcast that talks about good movies, actually, surprisingly. And is Indiana Jones good at his job? Because the Marion character is introduced in a really cool way. Indiana Jones goes on a mission, right? He isn't smart enough to learn the local language or engage the local tribe to help him. He hires a couple of unscrupulous guys who cheat him. You could argue he's a terrible archaeologist, right?
Well, he's got a bullwhip.
Yeah. The least effective thing possible, maybe.
No, bullwhips are a serious weapon.
Well, if you know how to use them, you don't cut your face up doing it. But anyway, we got on this topic of like, does Indiana Jones suck at what he does? And for the most part in that movie, he does. But you meet Karen Allen's character, right? The first thing that happens is he walks in. She's just won a shot drinking competition over a giant Nepalese man. Indiana Jones comes in, and her first thing is to punch him right in his face.
That is a strong lead character.
Right?
There, yeah.
And then, again, she kind of has the damsel because that's the storytelling and that's Spielberg's, the serial part.
Yeah.
But her first introduction is pretty hardcore,
Yeah.
and she kind of helps with the fight. And so I've been watching these kind of female empowered movies.
Oh, yeah. Well, most of the ones we've done had.
And there is
Very strong
a
female.
long, that is a pretty cool tone. So, our movie this week is one I picked called In a World.
In a world.
With an ellipses at the end. So the ... is part of the title. 2013. So your experience, how did you find it? I think you had to pay for it, right? I did too.
Yeah. I had to pay for it twice, actually.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Lake was worth a second spin.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
So the first thing that struck me was the complete 180 from last episode, right? So the dialogue in the last episode, you had to buy a vowel just to get some dialogue. 17
True.
minutes before
The first
anything
word,
was spoken, and it wasn't even spoken by the lead character. This movie is a complete talking head movie, which never stops. And I bet you couldn't time 17 minutes in the whole movie where there's no dialogue. So that's what struck me first was how, 180 we're going
Right.
from last
That's just
episode
funny.
to this, and I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, the film description, and this is again from IMDb, is an underachieving voice coach finds herself competing in the movie trailer voiceover profession against her arrogant father and his protege. Pretty close.
Yeah, Gustav is his protege, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Or tries to be. And then, there's turnabout. But it's a movie about voiceover and narration. And should we play the trailer?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
we can play the trailer because it's kind of fun. And here is the trailer for In a World.
In a world. In a world.
Hey, make sure your phone's turned off. I think we're getting some feedback out here.
Oh. All right. Ready.
This Wednesday, one woman will teach another woman
I just woke up, so my voice is cold.
Let's face it, the industry does not crave a female
Yeah,
sound.
Dad, you made me painfully aware of that my whole life.
Not
I don't
being
need to-
sexist, that's just the truth. You should stick with the accents. That's what you're good at. What was that Russian Star Wars thing you used to do as a kid?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
Please, let me hear it.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
I just love that. It's so random.
I've been working the vocal coaching, right? Hello, Carol. Eva Longoria. Oh, that was your thing, you stupid slapper. Eva, could you just put the cork back in your mouth and work on those vowels? Thank you. You make a choice. I might be the voice of Sunny Delight.
Sunny D?
Next up, lemon drop shots on me. I'll see you tonight then. All right. Okay.
I know she hung up already.
Is that obvious?
I lost it to a broad? Are you kidding me? Nowadays, they're flying planes, they're taking jobs. That's just the reality.
Welcome to today's world. Let's give the voiceover industry something to talk about here. What do you say? Sorry, I got carried away there.
There's a great big epic coming down the pike.
The Amazon Games. It's about these fierce, mutated female Amazonian warriors battling clone prehistoric cavemen hybrids. It's all based on the Prussian War.
And everybody's in a huff, I guess. They're reinstating the hokey in a world gimmick.
Your dad is so hot.
Stupid slapper. This Wednesday, one woman will teach another woman to sound a little less.
Can I get a smoothie around here? I don't know where you'd get a smoothie around here at all. I'm so sorry. Oh, okay. Thanks so much. Yeah, no worries.
In a world. Well,
Cannot wait to see that movie.
Yeah, all right.
So it was a little long, but I like that because the trailer susses out some pretty important lines that we'll touch on. But it is written and directed and starring Lake Bell, which this admittedly is going to be the most commercial, I guess, movie we've done because there's a lot more recognizable stars in it.
Yeah,
I think you could argue.
And made it into Sundance.
Made it into Sundance.
Yeah.
Had you seen Lake Bell in anything?
No, I don't. Not that I remember. I
Okay.
was trying to, I was thinking about that when I was looking at her and throughout the movie, and because she's got that feel, like, oh, where have I seen her
Yeah.
before? But
What I love about comedy and independent film is you'll see a lot of the people in this movie. They worked on the TV show Children's Hospital is a big connector between Ken Marino and Rob Corddry. A lot of these people were on that show. Malin Ackerman, Michael Cera was on it before he was Michael Cera. And a lot of these actors have been in different movies together.
okay.
So I see Lake Bell getting to this point where she's like, I've got this movie, and she's just calling friends.
Yeah.
She's calling in
putting her
people
crew
that
together.
she's liked and worked well together. She also wrote and directed I Do Until I Don't, 2017 movie with Ed Helms and Paul Reiser, which is Paul Reiser. You don't see him much in anything.
So she wrote and directed her next film as well.
Yeah, was in 2017. And okay, so I'm going to be embarrassed. Now I'm going to tell you the movie I know her from. Back when traveling for work was a thing, you're and this was a quite a while ago, and you didn't have movies on your phones and Hulu and that kind of thing. So you're in a hotel and you're on whatever cable. And I got home from an event one night, and a movie called Over Her Dead Body was on, and it stars Lake Bell, Paul Rudd, and Eva Longoria.
Really?
And Paul Rudd and Eva Longoria were a couple. Eva Longoria dies and comes back as a ghost. And Paul Rudd starts to date Lake Bell, and she tries to foil it from beyond the grave.
That sounds vaguely familiar.
It's-
I may have seen that way back in the day.
It's fun.
But
It's fun.
but
And again,
yeah,
the reason why she probably got Eva Longoria to play herself in this movie.
yeah, not only play herself to play,
Yeah.
just a role that
Have
you
some fun.
wouldn't embarrass yourself in.
Also stars Fred Melamed as Sam Soto. Oh, sorry, Lake Bell. Her name is Carol Solomon. Fred Melamed is Sam Soto. Had you seen him in anything?
No.
He interesting. Well, you saw in that interview that he spent 20 years of his career as a voiceover actor.
Yeah, and Lake said she
She had
didn't
no
even
idea.
know that, but yet he was cast as
Yeah.
being that. So that's one of those
He's
things you
been in
wouldn't believe
movies.
it.
He was in Ishtar, actually, which is a movie that a lot of people think is the worst movie ever made. He's in The Dictator, Sacha Baron Cohen's non-subversive movie, and he's in Bone Tomahawk, this guy.
Well, I've seen that.
Yeah. So he wasn't a major character, but he was in it. Then we got Michaela Watkins, who plays Danny. Already, I think, going to be a fun character. She is in Wanderlust with Malin Ackerman and Ken Marino, who plays Gustav. So Michaela Watkins, Danny, and Ken Marino, Gustav, played husband and wife in Wanderlust.
Yeah, I knew I had seen her before,
Yeah.
and it's that. Because,
Awesome.
Yeah, now that you brought that up, because I had definitely seen that movie.
Ken Marino, Gustav Warner. We just talked about a bunch of stuff
Gustav.
he's been in. The aforementioned Don't Watch the Sleepover. And then we got...
If you want to be Ryan's friend.
You know what? Watch it just to see how ridiculous his performance is. I felt bad for him. I felt bad. Like when he's shitting it, like, all right, apply more, on set. They're like, not enough puke on his shirt. Anyway, Dimitri Martin plays Lewis. He's the kind of love interest of Lake Bells, the guy who runs the studio.
Yeah, the big crush.
I only know him from his stand-up. He's a great stand-up comedian, really kind of fun and cerebral. He was in Contagion. That's the only other movie I remember him in.
Well, he stays in character, He doesn't, I can't quite man up,
Yeah. Rob Corddry, who, needs no introduction, plays Mo. Hot Tub Time Machine 1 and 2 alone. But did you recognize him from a movie that we both love and I think is one of his best performances? Rob Corddry, the Mo, the ball guy.
I can't get past Hot Tub.
Butter.
Yes.
Did that? Oh, I thought you might have thought of that right away.
Yeah, no, I forgot about that. Shit.
Yeah,
I love Butter.
And I've seen him in a lot of movies, and I think his performance in Butter is one of his best.
Yeah, with Alicia. Yeah.
Tagline: Speak up and let your voice be heard. Guess that's all it could be. Because that ties into the end. Actually, that's interesting.
It's fitting.
1 hour and 33 minutes. No budget info, but the worldwide gross was $3.1 million.
Look at that. She made millions.
Well, yeah. I'm sure it didn't cost that much, and a lot of the actors, probably did it for scale or even less.
Yeah, and in the interview, they were talking about that, how you always think, oh, the actors make so much because they were in a big movie. Like, no, usually they didn't make that much.
It was nominated for a ton of awards, a lot of cool stuff. It won Best Screenplay at Sundance.
Which is huge.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. And she got a lot of awards or nominations for performance, for directing, for writing. So kind of across the board, a lot of different film festivals, a lot of kind of niche things.
So this is actually the second movie that we've done in only 6 episodes where a woman has written, directed, and starred in her own movie. Look at us go.
I didn't think about that on purpose. I honestly didn't think of Most Beautiful Island like that because I forgot that Lake Bell wrote this movie.
And pay no attention to that noise in the corner.
It was shot in 20 days. And
20 days.
It was shot in 20 days.
The whole thing.
Yeah. And, you saw in that interview how prepared she was. But this movie, and I haven't clocked the other ones, but it passes the Bechdel test.
Explain, please.
Oh, haven't we talked about this?
Well, I'm sure we have, but it's
not. The Bechdel test is it's a test in a movie. It's not to say how feminist the movie is, but a movie passes the Bechdel test when 2 women, preferably with character names, speak to each other, and it's not about a man.
Oh.
You'd be surprised how seldom it happens.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, my wheels are spinning right now.
I clocked a couple conversations, but it's a specific conversation at the end that definitely makes it happen. But did you notice in the trailer for the film at the end, did you notice anybody in that trailer?
The Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Because the blonde that had her face in the camera, I'm like, that
her.
really looks like Cameron Diaz. I wonder if she did it.
Uncredited cameo.
Is it her?
Yeah, it is. 100%
I was like,
her.
If not, man, that chick looks just like her.
So she's uncredited as the Amazon leader in the Amazon games, which we'll talk about.
I can't believe you dug that up. That is so cool. Because I was wondering that.
Yeah,
I was actually thinking that.
Nice call. And what's ironic is in the movie The Holiday, Cameron Diaz plays somebody who runs a company that makes trailers.
Yeah. Yeah, and then she also throws her whole bedroom set out the window at the guy that cheated on her.
That's right. Fierce. Her whole bedroom set. Just stay there. Get in the dresser.
And the
Wait.
Yeah.
Here's my pillow.
Right before he confesses, the landscaping guy is shaking his head at him. Don't do it, dude. Don't do it. And he's like, yes, I slept with her. Now here comes all the laundry. Here comes all the...
Start with the laundry. Start with something heavy, and then beam them with
working her
socks.
way up.
Well, the film opens up, and I like this kind of. It's a black screen, and there's a phone that rings,
Yeah.
and an answering machine.
Like a
picks it
knock
up.
at the door.
Right.
There's a theme here.
An answering machine picks up, which is interesting because I thought was that just done for effect in the movie, but what I think, and you hear this big booming voice. And it ends with a voice is not a blessing, it's a choice, and then beep. So you assume it's the outgoing answering machine of somebody, and we find out it's
Daddy.
It's Carol's character.
Well, the voicemail.
No, I think that's
The
her
narration
outgoing,
was her dad,
That's
right?
her outgoing voice message on her answering machine. Because then it beeps, and you get, this is Lewis from Sound Mix-a-Lot
Yeah,
with the job that he's going to offer her.
Well, the guy that says the voice is a choice is her dad.
Well, yeah, you find that out later, but I think her dad did her outgoing voicemail message.
Oh, for her phone.
Yeah.
It's not the house phone.
No, it's clearly an answering machine, and it's her, and she's like, oh, and it's Dimitri Martin's character, Lewis, saying, this is Lewis from Sound Mix-a-Lot, which is the name of the company is Sound Mix-a-Lot. That's really funny.
And he's, skipping over his words. He's trying to, you can tell right from the very beginning that he's got a thing for her.
Well, he's got a job offer, and it's the real actress, Eva Longoria, who has to re-loop her lines to an entire movie
because
she plays a Cockney mob wife. Already that's funny. Eva
stupid
Longoria,
slapper.
if you know her, is the farthest thing from a British Cockney mob wife.
Yeah.
And he says, and again, I don't condone this word, and it's not an excusable word, but it's apologized for in the podcast. He says in the movie she sounds like a retarded pirate, but he acknowledges that it wasn't cool to say that. But I just thought that retarded pirate.
He apologized on the voicemail, and he said, "I'm sorry if any of your friends or cousins." I didn't mean that offend. I didn't mean to say.
So
he
he's
doesn't say family. He says friends or cousin.
He's an awkward character, and it's clear that she's kind of a voice person. She's in a studio of some kind, which I think is cool. We never go back, I don't think, to that particular setting. Because it must... Oh, no, that must be her dad's studio.
It's her dad's...
That's what it is.
Because the dad records in that later on.
All right, so it's her dad's outgoing voicemail.
Because she's living in his house.
Yeah,
we find out later.
We just put that together. It's her dad's answering machine. So then, again, to kind of open the movie, she gets in front of the mic and says, in her best trailer voice, on Wednesday, one woman will teach another woman to sound a little less retarded. And again, not an excusable word, but in the context of the movie, in what she's trying to say is, what I'm doing is ridiculous, but I'm doing it.
Well, and she's warming up her voice and repeating his voicemail, kind of throwing it back at him.
And already you can tell the beat of the writing. Like, this is going to be, quick and snappy, but witty. And she's got some kind of, agency to her. She's kind of, interesting. So what did you think of the intro, the credits? Did you know who Don LaFontaine was?
I did from when he passed away, because a lot of stuff was popping up then, but I didn't know him like before that. I mean, I knew the voice, but I didn't realize all that stuff. And then after he passed away, there was a lot of stuff online.
He passed away in 2008, and I was going to go into a bunch of the stuff he did, but you can look him up on your own. Don LaFontaine, he's the In a World, the movie trailer guy. He worked from like the 70s, and the intro of the movie or the opening credits is essentially little interviews with him, but it's an honorarium because he's passed away within the framework of this movie.
Well, he did that commercial too, and they were playing that commercial.
Yeah, it's like a
Geico
commercial
or something commercial.
I remember that. Where the
this
lady...
car ran into me, and then in a world where a car runs into a lady,
new opportunities present themselves.
Yeah.
So it's teeing up the world of voiceover acting. They talk about how much this guy works. Sometimes he'd do 30 promos a day. But then you start to see interviews with other people, right? And you see two of our characters from the movie introduced in the intro in this way.
The new regime, I guess you'd say, because he was the Don father, as they put it.
Don
He
father,
was
yeah.
he was the man.
And he in a world. That's his.
Yeah.
That's the holy grail. That's his. He can only sip from that cup. So we meet Sam Soto, who is Carol's father, and he's being interviewed, saying, giving his accolades. And Gustav, we meet Gustav, and he's again in the voiceover game, and he's giving his accolades.
Yeah.
And you start to see where the ego is, because they're teeing up the fact that, there's 100 voiceover actors in LA and only 5 of them get all the money. And Don LaFontaine's like, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And they're teeing up, this is a man's world. This is masculine. It's cutthroat.
And
Unless you're in
this
the 1%.
is why the credits are running, so they're kind of, she is setting everything up.
And so that's kind of interesting. And they end. So I think a lot of this has to do with ego. There's a lot of themes of ego. And even Sam's last little bit about Don, he said he leaves big shoes to fill. I think he was a size 11 and I'm a size 13. What a dick.
Yeah, he's holding up his
foot.
foot.
And he holds up his goddamn foot.
Just saying, I don't know if that means
you see
anything,
that?
but can you see that,
So immediately, again, you see, and you assume that there's ego and performance and this kind of voice actors.
Yeah, and it plays out throughout the entire movie, especially at that party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it cuts to Sam going home, and we see him disturbing his daughter, Carol, who lives at home.
Yeah, waking her up.
So here's the thing. I think she's an empathetic character in a way, but that you could make a case like she still lives at home.
Mm-hmm.
Is that unsympathetic? It's clearly like 11 o'clock.
Oh yeah, it's an interesting.
Or is that just L.A.?
Because
kids live at home until they're 32 and they make it as an actor. And
well, just to jumping ahead a little bit, his girlfriend, the groupie, is the same age as her, yet she's the one that kind of forces them to do the tough love and make her stand up on her own 2 feet. So that's, I think it's in there for you to think about.
Right.
Well,
she, even as he wakes her up in bed, she tries to do this Wednesday. She's trying to prove to him that she can do.
She wants daddy's approval. That's what it boils
but also
down
to be validated as her own artist, her own person.
Right.
I can do this too.
It's all encapsulated.
They get into the little breakfast area, and you heard some of it in the trailer. He's saying that a female voice is not wanted in this profession. Stick to your voices. And that's when you hear the Star Wars thing.
Yeah, it's not sex. That was in the trailer.
Yeah. And he says it's not sexist. It's just the way it is.
So, I got to give a shout out to one of my movies from a couple of episodes ago. And when she did that voice, I immediately heard Miss Natasha right after these droids are not the ones you're looking for. Then I heard New York ate them.
You're currently stalking that actress right now, right?
Do
you have an appointment outside her room in her bushes? Wherever that may
telescopic lens.
So Dad kind of drops a bomb on his daughter and says, Jamie, who ostensibly is his lady, is moving in, and she's got to go. And it's that funny moment.
She calls her. Doesn't she call her the groupie right away?
Calls her a groupie.
Yeah.
And says that she smells like Lifesavers and has a Midwest accent unironically.
And she collects. What was the magazine?
Yeah, like Rainbow magazine.
Rainbow, yeah. And he goes. And a lot of people collect that for all the wrong reasons.
And they did tee up, and I hate to go backwards a few seconds, but she's talking about how she's gathering her voices, right? And you see this a few times, but she does say that there's a crazy German outside of Quiznos, and she wanted to record his voice.
Yeah.
And he believes that the world's true currency is lettuce.
Well,
which I thought was hysterical.
Yeah, and
she
this
said, I
theme
brought a
runs
head of romaine to negotiate with him. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good writing.
Well, and this theme runs through the whole movie of her secretly recording people's accents because she does that. That's what she does. And she did that in real life in her interview.
I have to think that's a real thing that these voice actors do.
Yeah.
And hopefully with people's, compliance. Because when she tries to get the Asian guy at the laundromat, it borders on a little weird.
I loved how she did that throughout the whole movie. It was a great line.
So she tries to negotiate a deal, and he says, optimally, I need you out by tonight.
Well, yeah.
And
She's like, yeah, can I have a little bit of time? Oh, sure. We talk,
how does tonight
tonight would
work
be
for
great.
you?
And then she comes slamming through the door, and then we find out it's her sister's
Well,
apartment.
Well, no, the line that I really like is the father's doing tough love. I've enabled you. I read this.
Well, because the group he printed off of
fitness
Yahoo
magazine, but he says, "I'm going to support you by not supporting you."
Yeah.
And Jess and I laughed again. Like, that's such a good line.
Yeah.
And he did that actor I love in this.
Yep.
He's really good, I think.
There was one place, and I loved him throughout, but there was one place that it felt forced, and we'll jump back. But,
Okay.
So he's in the sauna with Gustav a little later on here.
The first time?
Yeah, when
How
no,
often?
this was after he slept with
How often
Lake.
are they in saunas? The grossest things of all time.
Oh yeah,
Saunas are disgusting.
they like it.
They're in the sauna all the time.
It's an LA thing.
Oh,
'Cause it's not hot enough
like
out
the
there.
hot tub of the Andy Sedaris world. Hey-o.
So
Yeah, I just
when
wrote
he does
steam rooms
that,
are gross.
when he calls him the Scorpion, he says, "Give her the stinger for me," and blah blah.
Disgusting, yeah.
But that just felt forced.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think it does for a particular reason, which we'll get to.
Okay.
But first of 90 steam room scenes, Sam starts to show more and more skin as we go along, and we see the hairiest man of all time.
Yeah, he's a
This
chia
guy's-
pet,
This guy's definitely...
a very large.
And
Chia pet.
he's in the steam room with Gustav, who's all smooth and rippled. And he mentions that there's a big epic coming down the pike, and they're going to revitalize in a world for some kind of movie series, something epic.
Quadrilogy.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many times did they say that? It's a quadrilogy.
17.
Nancy says it. Oh, Nancy. When we get to Nancy,
Na-
oh my God.
I would
Nancy?
I would look so hot for you.
Oh, she says one of my favorite lines in the movie. But so Sam is still plugged into the scene, right? So he's got an agent. He's getting word, and what's really telling is he's telling Gustav this, a guy we don't know how he knows, I guess. And it's clear that Sam is going to back Gustav.
Yeah.
You got my vote for this next thing, this iconic thing.
He's telling him he's the next guy, and I'm going to back you, kid.
And right away, you're just kind of like, that's shitty.
Yeah. Well,
And
don't
a
you
daughter
remember?
who's-
Don't you remember the your own flesh and blood that
Yeah.
was working so
Who
hard
he
to?
gave contacts to, and he was trying to help her.
Yeah. And you just said that.
But, again, what he said is maybe he doesn't see the bet in betting on her, which is still a shitty thing
He doesn't
as a dad
think.
to do.
Well, he said he doesn't believe that it's a woman's gig.
Yeah.
So that's a big theme of the movie.
And I like, it's a hard cut. Normally, I don't like this, but it's a hard cut to another couple who seem to be fighting.
Always.
And it's Danny and Mo. So Danny is Carol's sister. Mo is her husband, played by Rob Corddry brilliantly, I think.
Yeah.
And they seem to be arguing about her misplacing her wedding ring. And it's brief, but it's clear that, okay, they're fighting.
And then they start arguing about why they're arguing.
Oh, yeah, and what an argument means.
And then that really becomes funny. Yeah.
And again, good lines there. But so Carol, which is such an odd name for her, by the way. She just doesn't seem like a Carol to me.
I agree. I thought that was weird. Yeah.
So Carol shows up at her sister's house. And what I loved about this, it's clearly happened before. She's just, sister's why didn't you call? Rob Corddry immediately starts grabbing her bags like, same shit as always.
Yeah, he's like, glad I didn't, my favorite,
Didn't throw
give
out
away my
lucky
favorite
couch.
sofa.
Now, did you clock the layout of this apartment?
Well, yeah,
'Cause
but
you don't-
from the look in your eyes, I didn't enough.
Well, these people are, Rob Corddry specifically,
Yeah.
just a saint in this movie, the character. But you walk into the apartment, on the right is the kitchen and where the kitchen table is.
Uh-huh.
Ahead of him is where his office area is. There's a little couch and then their bed. They don't have a separate bedroom.
It's a studio.
Yeah. And I didn't notice that until one particular shot when you can see, I'm like, they don't have a bedroom. That's a studio. And they made a little curtain around the couch.
Oh, I
for
didn't pick
Carol.
up on that.
What lovely, even if they're fighting or they're,
Yeah.
they're still kind to her. They're going through their own shit.
Yeah. And then,
And that's the first time they're kind of arguing about her dad, and Mo is like, "Your dad's a sexy, cool guy."
Yeah, they were. He stuck up for him, and they kind of cut out of that scene
It's
after.
a theme nonstop. And again, I shouldn't be talking. Obviously, not a visual podcast, but I guess he's not, Billy Zane in his prime. He's not Brian
No,
Bloom. That's
he
an old
is.
reference.
He is 350,
He's a big
easy
guy, hairy
plus, covered in hair. Yeah, he's bald.
But it's an interesting. It's his charisma. It's his persona.
voice.
It's his voice.
Yeah, it's his voice.
That even a man is like, he's a sexy, cool dude.
Yeah. Well, the groupie does say a great line to that later on after he does his recording, but we'll get to that.
So now we learn more about Danny and Mo. And Danny, as it seems, is a concierge at a very ritzy hotel somewhere. Now, this is interesting because both of us worked in hospitality, and Todd has been a concierge in hotels for how long?
Oh, let's say 7 years.
7 years. You'd say you're an expert in the field. Your thoughts on her as a concierge employee, where her desk was, being able to read a book just in the middle of the lobby.
Yeah, it was. Lake created that world. So I don't know that she kind of was up on how that works.
It had a concierge in the middle of the lobby and a desk.
Well, yeah, it's sitting behind a desk.
But it's not. I guess that's not unheard of. But it's just like, did you find that weird?
I did, just because that's not my experience. But I've never been in an LA environment either. So I mean, that for all I know, that hotel that's where the concierge sits.
And that could be. I think the fancier the hotel, the concierge one-on-one service. They're not a cattle call in the lobby. But it's. I think that's where it's revealed that Carol has been coming to the fancy hotel to record guests.
Yeah.
Unknowing maybe.
And she starts doing it right there when they
with her tape recorder.
Yeah, some guy comes, sits down, and out comes the phone.
And is that when we meet the Irish guy? That first intro to Danny at work?
Yeah, they do set up that she wants to record him.
That may be a little bit later, but the first, because that guy just gets progressively creepier. And I think that's the first, like, oh, hi, this is an Irish guy.
Yeah, he stops by
She
and
kind of
on his way out.
Just a little something. And now we go to the vocal session with Eva Longoria, which I think is pretty funny because she's trying to do this Cockneyed line, and they're just working on one line, and Carol's helping her with the phonetics. Like, don't say the, replace TH with F.
Yeah.
And Eva Longoria is kind of playing fun at herself.
Well, yeah.
Right?
I was
mean,
surprised
that's a
she
good
took
sport.
it, because she gets offered to do that jungle gym thing. So she tells Eva to put a cork in her mouth and practice her vowels, which is totally hilarious, and then runs down the hall and records her her jungle gym jingle, which pushes the story forward, because then she starts getting all these job offers.
And that is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
And it's
and Lewis is behind it all, who's clearly got a thing for her, and then his coworkers are making fun of him, and
and there's a realism to that, I think.
Yeah.
The
was that Spider-Man? Is that Spider-Man that you played? The guy that was sitting next to him?
Oh, Nick Offerman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Spider-Man from
Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Nick Offerman from Parks and Recreation?
From my movie.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
From
Most
your
Beautiful Island, Spider-Man. When you played that.
Oh, gosh. Brian. Yes.
Is that the same guy?
I played a clip from Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
Okay, we got there.
Is that?
Yeah, that's
But
him.
that's him. Okay, thank you.
So then we're back at the hotel, and you get this Irish guy again, and he reveals his last name is Pouncer. Did you catch that?
No.
You don't know who the Irish guy is? Oh, wow. I've got a good reveal for you then.
Okay.
And I didn't call this, my wife did, and it was triumphant. I wanted to marry her again on the spot. And he says he's got a mate who's not feeling well. Can you send him some medicine, and it's whiskey or something?
Yeah.
Danny looks at the card, and it's Gustav's name and address. She's like, God.
rolls her eyes, figures, yeah.
So that didn't tie anything together for you?
Who the Irish guy is?
Yeah.
No,
don't
I
think
know.
about
I
it.
know it's going to be really
Don't
obvious
think about it.
because he looks familiar.
No, don't read about it.
Put the phone away.
So now Carol is going back to her recording studio because the Eva Longoria thing, I think, was in a different place. She goes back to her studio, which is all those studios are real, like legendary studios in Burbank. The hallways, the studios, everything.
Oh, cool.
None of them were sets.
Yeah.
And that's where Carol comes in and we meet Nancy, the new receptionist.
Yeah.
What a card Nancy is, huh? What a card. What a cut up. She reveals that she thinks her dad is sexy too.
And that was in the trailer that you heard.
That was the one. Yeah,
Your
she says
dad is so sexy.
She's reading his autobiography.
Yeah. So now in one morning she's heard it from Mo.
Yeah.
Or night before she heard it from Mo, and now the new receptionist.
Do you
She's
think
hearing
maybe
it from
now
her.
she's like, maybe he is. Like maybe I've been wrong.
She's like, no, these people are
Because
delusional.
daddy issues can cause a whole lot of things for somebody like that who's dealt with this. But Lewis comes in, played by Dimitri Martin, who clearly likes her, but he's doing. Did you get annoyed at his stumbling over his words too much?
Well, that was
a
point. You
little-
wanted him that. You wanted like, dude, grow up hair. Deepen your voice. Ask her out.
But he's a guy who engineers for vocal work and for you have to have a pretty good command. He just seems to fall apart immediately when she's around.
And Cher, it's pretty obvious that she is, what her choices
Played by Tig Notaro.
and mates are. She's pushing them to step up with some really great lines that we'll probably mention.
Yeah. Tig Notaro plays Cher. Who did you know that Cher and Nancy are married in real life and have 2 kids?
She asked Nancy out.
Yeah. No, they're a real
at the end of the movie.
They're a real couple.
We'll see, it worked.
Yeah. Tig was unfortunately suffering from breast cancer during the filming of the movie, and currently is cancer-free. Again, they're married and have 2 kids.
So, wait, she asked her for a drink. She goes, stop trying to woo me by being mean.
No.
And let's have a drink. You want to have a drink later?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those two
are married in real life.
Okay.
Nancy and Cher. So I forget why Carol is at the studio, but it turns out that Gustav was supposed to do a temp track for a children's romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Called Welcome to the Jungle Gym. And when I heard him say, I was like, what? And they call out to it. But Nick Offerman's character, he comes in. Did you hear what he called Gustav?
I think she was there doing the Jungle Gym, wasn't she?
No, she wasn't. She gets a chance to do that. She's doing something else. She steps in to do the Welcome to the Jungle Gym because Gustav Jizz Nuggets is a no-show.
Get out of here.
That's what Nick Offerman called Gustav Jizz Nuggets. And he was supposed to do it, and she jumps in at the last minute because he said, get Cher to do it. And it sounds like she's like a hyperactive or a depressed chipmunk or something.
Yeah, and he tries to get Spider-Man to do it.
And Carol says, I can do it. And they're like, yeah, sure.
Well, because he's totally into her. He's like, yeah, you do it.
So they have her do it. And again, this is just a temp track. So a studio can kind of get the tone of the trailer and hire somebody to do it.
It's like an audition tape.
Yeah, in a way. But
okay.
I think studios want temp tracks of anybody doing it so they can hear how the trailer flows. So they can either change it and then hire, who they want to hire. And that's kind of a fun thing. She's got to jump and pivot and do this thing.
Yeah.
And this is where I didn't get it the first time, because when you first see Gustav in his house and his very stern Russian maid, I'm like, how the fuck is this guy so rich? But Nick Offerman's character goes on a rant about how he got an inheritance.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick that up before.
Yep. His parents died.
Left him a bunch of money.
Yeah.
He lost money on a sock, buying a soccer
and then
team.
he's struggling through life, and then this guy falls into the voiceover stuff, even with all the money.
And so that kind of places it in context, because for a while I was like, wait, how is this guy so rich? Why doesn't he need to do any of this? But then they go back briefly to Danny and Mo's house, and again, fighting.
Yeah.
There's something, and they don't really address. Did it
Well,
bother you that they
she's
don't
foreshadowing the.
But why are they fighting? What's wrong? Like, he seems like a really nice guy.
They're in a confined space. They're around each other all the time.
Goddamn studio in L.A. That'll kill you every time.
Yeah, and they're just fighting over stupid stuff, and she's foreshadowing why the event, which is about to come up here real soon, and then and when we talk about that, I want to point out his reaction to Pippa as well. So it was kind of both ways.
He's just an awkward. Nobody plays awkward like Rob.
No,
Corddry.
you don't call her at work and make sure she's not coming home if you're not.
No, I think he absolutely was hoping she was coming home for club sandwich.
No, he was just making sure, just in case.
Ooh, we differ.
Just in case Pippa wanted to get down.
We differ. I think Mo is pure.
He's not.
But now
Did you see her?
She hadn't showered for 3 days. I wouldn't want any of that.
His sweatpants were a year old.
He's been wearing sweatpants for a year. So we're back to the hotel, and now we find Irish guy, and he comes upon Danny, who's reading a full-blown book at her desk in the middle of this fancy hotel.
The concierge.
And
she doesn't even see him sit down.
He amps up the creepy. Yeah. She's, oh, excuse me. And this is when he notices she has no wedding ring. He's getting creepier, and he says, "Call me Terry."
Well, he said that there's no way he's going to stop hitting on her now.
His name is Terry Pouncer.
Oh.
I
would have went with Harry.
Harry
Pouncer.
It's like the snowman, Harry Hole. Nothing gets worse than that. So Carol kind of gets on Danny.
You really blew by that movie reference. We let the guests catch up. That is another, another movie reference that
too fast paced.
We don't particularly like.
So, Carol is pressuring Danny to interview or get Terry's accent because she likes his Irish brogue.
She doesn't have it. She doesn't have it recorded, and she needs it.
And
she needs it for her collection.
Stalk this guy, so she's trying to figure out, what else might happen.
Yeah. So she put Danny in the room with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a whole nother thing. But it turns out Carol gets the welcome to the Jungle Gym gig because Lewis calls her.
Yeah.
And that's a fun part because we find out later this is problematic. She has no agent. So how is she getting gigs? And just are they telling her?
I think Lewis has helped.
She doesn't know anything.
Yeah, Lewis is putting her in front of the right people. Although Dad said he gave her all his contacts.
Well, no, I think they because Lewis says they heard the temp track and they want to go with you. They like what you did and they want to give you the job.
Yeah, and then she gets more.
So she snaked a job from Gustav, who was supposed to voice that children's romantic comedy.
And then they're poolside. Him and Dad are going at it. Yeah.
Did you look up children's romantic comedy? I wouldn't want to.
No.
You'd be on a list, right?
I don't use Google.
And so, they cut to Gustav's mansion. Now, when you recreate with another dude by the pool, do you just have like your tidy blueies? I guess those were your tidy underwear and your robe just open?
It's a step up from the sauna where they're buck-ass naked with a towel that probably falls open.
Yeah, that was formal then. He was formally dressed.
He doesn't seem to care that he's this big, fat, hairy dude, and Gustav is ripped and young, and he just lets it all hang out.
Sam's sexy. I mean, he's got the magnetism.
Voice.
And this is where I did an Andy comparison because you hear it in the trailer. He says, "I lost it to a broad." Now,
Broads?
Nobody says broad better than Rodrigo Obregon. I'm just going to say it right here.
Write this name down.
But it's so, in this day, 2013, it still felt like broad. Would he say that? He says he was sick. He missed the audition.
Well, and Lake is probably 28, 30 years old, and she's right. She wrote the script, and she used that language. I think that's funny.
And this guy, and that's when the dad says, it's a crazy world. They're flying planes. They're taking jobs. And again, I'm like, really?
In front of the Russian maid.
Yeah. And she
who plays a sneaky role.
She's killed people.
Yeah.
She's had people killed. I was fascinated by her for sure. And
it's a very tight community, that Russian community.
It's very tight community. That was a fun runner.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a bizarre thing that they repeat. So I know it seems like it's jumping quickly around, but we're back to Mo's apartment. And this is when the English neighbor comes over needing to use their shower because her drain is clogged.
Something. The shower's broke in some way, shape, or form.
Now, this is where peanut butter and jelly comes into play. Did you notice peanut butter and jelly does a lot of heavy lifting in this movie?
Well,
There's jars of it on the
Pippa
table.
did not know what PB&J was.
Well, it's peanut butter and jam.
Yeah. Yeah. She corrected him.
Peanut butter and jelly.
She's
no,
British.
Jam.
Yeah, there's no jelly in Britain.
I did not get anything predatory from him at all. I got absolutely awkward.
All right.
He calls her a shower buddy.
You're blinded by your.
You really think so? Did he?
100%.
Did he bang her? He banged her.
No, I'm not saying that. He was making sure that
For what reason?
Danny wasn't going to come walking in the door because she was due home from work. He called her at work and lied about that he was making this sandwich spread.
Didn't she call him?
No, he called her and said, "Yeah, I just wanted to see if you're coming home from dinner.
It's supposed to be date night.
I'm making a sandwich bar. No, there's no food out anywhere." And then
Well, he was going to do it, I believe.
He's just finding out if she's going to come walking in the door or not. And then she finds out.
Why is he afraid of that?
And it's a duel because he's got hot Pippa naked in the shower.
Well, I could say, hey.
What happens when Carol walks in? He immediately spots out. Pippa's naked in the shower.
Yeah. He just doesn't want to.
A lot of nervous energy. No.
For what? What is his end game? Is he trying to bang Pippa?
In case it is doing the guy thing, like just in case this happens.
No.
I'm making sure my bases are covered.
But nothing's happening. I don't get any, like, he wants to nail this girl at all.
You need to call Lake up and find out where she was at on this when she wrote it.
We talked before this. She told me. I like the runner where Lake is excited. She talks about getting the gig.
Yeah.
I might be the voice of Sunny D.
Sunny D.
And she dances around and he says, "Are you excited or trying to fart?" I might use that in my life.
That was a little bit.
He does it a few times.
Yeah. Well, that line was when she she didn't know he was there after the breakup.
Yeah, that's right. He does it earlier. But so, yeah, I rent the sandwich bar. I think he's trying to connect with his wife, and he may suspect something's going on. And he called to see if she was coming home, because if she's not...
That was all about Pippa, dude.
But why does he care that she's there? And if she's not there, he's just trying to prepare dinner. He doesn't want her to walk in. There's nothing on the table. He works from home. He gets his ass reamed out for that. Danny's uptight.
I'm going to allow your man crush, and
Again,
we'll move
what
forward.
is his end game? Is he trying to have sex with
his
that
end
woman?
game is if Pippa comes out of the shower and says, "Hey, you want to wash my back for me?" He knows.
You think he would?
He can go. Well, he knows he can go in because
Absolutely
Danny's
not.
not coming home.
Absolutely would not. He wouldn't. Do you see how hurt he is by what happens? I think he's calling to see what's going on.
And this has happened at the same time
I
because
think
she's
it's
about
done-
to go up to the
it's-
other guy's
He's just
room.
all awkward. "Hey, shower buddy." He's holding a sandwich the whole time.
Yeah,
That's not Mac Daddy.
It's just
That's
an
not-
idiot. No, but he's got an idiot crush on her.
Well,
He doesn't know how to
if
act.
That's how he's scoring girls. It's
Well.
amazing. He made it. Now we go back to the studio, right? And this is where they're talking about Gustav's party,
Yeah.
the voiceover party.
Yeah, the first big event of 3 in the movie
Yeah.
is getting to this party.
And Cher, played by Tig Notaro, suggests that Lewis ask Carol to go with him.
Yeah.
And that's another goofy conversation where he can't talk.
And he's like, "Yeah, that's a great idea."
Like, "No, I'm not going to go." And then she reveals she's going with her dad and sister and
Yeah.
dad's girlfriend. He's like, "Oh, okay." And
Well,
then he
yeah,
just
I
gives
might
up.
go. Well, maybe I will go. I don't- just you want to slap him. You want to
that's-
help him.
It's like that scene in Swingers. It's like, it's Favreau, and he keeps calling the girl, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll hang up," and then he calls her back, like, "I'm sorry, that was so abrupt. Sorry." And he calls back like 5
Yeah.
times.
The nervous clown.
And I don't know who suggested it, and it's a funny scene where they say maybe you should take Nancy to make Carol jealous, and Nancy just appears out of the door. We're like, "Hello."
Yep, her head just comes flying right around the corner, and then she's like, I will. Wait do you see what I'm gonna wear? I will be so hot for you."
Her line is, "You'll shit when you see what I'm wearing." And we should have seen Crazy on her
Oh,
right off the bat.
yeah. Well, the way she leans over the counter is like, "Your dad is so hot."
Yeah.
You know she's not all.
So this is when Carol comes back to where she's staying with Mo and Danny, and she's saying she doesn't want to go to the party, but she does go, and she needs a dress.
Yeah, she's holding up that little skirt, and
Yeah.
Mo is like, "Yeah, if you're a
Going to a
12th
party in
grade."
1989 or something. And that skirt didn't. It was.
And
just
then
a
again, he's
plaid.
like, "Hey, let's go visit Pippa."
Yeah, and then at the door, he is so awkward doing the British accent, like "hello," and she's just like, "Stop doing it," because he's an awkward dude. And
I
that's
argue that he is Lewis. He acts like Lewis around Pippa because he's kind of infatuated with her. Not that he would
infatuated.
maybe he wouldn't do anything, but when he gets around her, he gets tongue tied.
But again, Rob Corddry playing awkward is he's so good at it.
And I would argue that Miss Danielle there is pretty hot herself.
Danielle.
Yeah, there's one point in the movie where she's called Danielle instead of Danny.
Danny.
Yeah.
Danielle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like her. She's a really good actress, and she plays a lot of different types. She plays like a bitchy wife or an angry wife, but she's very funny.
Yeah.
She doesn't really get a chance to be funny in this at all. Like if anybody, I mean, she is really, and she has kind of I guess a bit of a journey, and I don't know if she's that sympathetic. But they end up going to this party, and
Gustav.
Danny says she's going to go. It's going to be the four of them. And Jamie, Carol's dad's girlfriend, suggested to bring the girls, and that's a neat thing, but Danny doesn't show up because she's doing something else.
Yeah, Danny doesn't come home from work. So Carol jumps in the back of this car.
Optimal chance for this guy to bang Pippa, according to you.
Well, because Danny was flirting.
She's doing something really terrible. And
she's
working in a hotel, do you think that she would be employed if she did that?
She went to his room, knocked on the door, and asked for a favor.
Who? Danny?
Yeah.
Well, no,
and
she
the
asked-
favor is to record
She has
for her
to interview
sister.
him for
Yeah.
her sister. What's
Record
interesting
his
about
voice.
that is before they go to the party, and this is what kind of colors Danny's character, Carol says, you don't have to do, Danny doesn't have to do Project Ireland because I'm not doing the vocal work. I got these gigs.
Yeah, she texted her.
And she texts her.
She did it anyway.
She does it anyway.
Yeah. Yep. The marriage has gone flat, and
That's what you think, just like
this Irish,
longevity,
this hunk of a guy
excitement isn't there.
just won't stop hitting on her, and so she's liking the attention.
Yeah, I mean, that's relatable. And he does seem kind of like a bump on a log a little bit, but I think he does try. He's more domestic. He's at home. He's doing home stuff, and
Mo?
yeah.
Works from home, edits on a computer all day.
Did you like Dad's Corvette's license plate?
Yeah. Enunciate.
Enunciate.
And then how she,
gotta-
Carol's trying to get in the back
gotta
seat of a
jam her in the
Corvette,
back.
and he's yelling at her, I just had this detail,
Watch the
watch your
leather."
heels, this and that. He's yelling at her the whole time, and this is an adult,
I don't know about Corvettes, but I assume there's no back at
I don't
all.
even think there's a seat back. I don't know.
It's a space. I didn't look it up, but she
Yeah.
shoved.
It's Corvettes are a
unceremoniously.
two-seater. They're known as a two-seater.
So we get to this party at Gustav's
So many flowers.
in Reseda, which we know from the.
Oh.
I tried to look up the house. It's not a real house.
So the invitation said Reseda on it?
It said an address, but it's not a real address.
Look at you go.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted I wanted
I
to
like
give our
it.
listeners, content meaningful. Why do you listen to this?
And-
For the shit that I find that doesn't mean anything really.
What is he going to come up with this week?
So this party is interesting, and I wondered if there were real voice actors in the scene. I don't know, but some of the conversations, they seemed oddly masturbatory. How
in
they're
the
just
pissing
all-
contest
Yeah.
group where there was 4 of them playing
again,
voiceover
all
guys, just all
ego.
putting each other down and like, yeah, the last time you had anything that was
Yeah. So Nancy unexpectedly goes apeshit, gets hammered,
Oh yeah.
and is dancing with everybody. And
Well, she's attacking Dad, who's
Nick
hot.
Offerman's character, and I don't know if you can help with this, but he says we got to get her out of here before she strains her milk. Is that a? I didn't get that one. I was a little.
I guess it was her hormones working overtime kind of line. Milk being the pregnancy reference.
Probably better that we don't expound on it anymore.
But yeah, she's mauling. She's mauling Dad on the dance floor, and then Groupie comes and just shoves her out of puts herself in between the two of them and shoves her away.
Jamie, I'm going to say it now, MVP of this movie. MVP. I think her character is set up to be such a turd. And I love, and my clip has something to do with her. I love
This
her
is
art.
amazing. So Jamie actually has a spiritual moment.
Oh,
The
no
groupie
shit.
of the movie,
No kidding.
and you have her as the clip, and
Yeah.
she doesn't have that much. Wow. That much time on film.
So the party's happening, and we cut back to Mo alone in his apartment, and he finds the tape recorder. And what's interesting about this, I thought, was what is going to be on it? Because you hear a little bit of the conversation with the Irish guy in his room,
yeah.
but what is he going to hear? Like sex stuff, and it's going to be awful. But he turns it on, and it's almost worse than that because the conversation is so personal. And are you shaking? And
Well, he's reading the lines, or he's doing the thing,
but they go off,
and
script
then he goes
real
off
fast.
script. Yeah.
And he asks, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Because he assumes she's not married.
And she says no, and he immediately clicks it off
And
and just stares.
Jess
at
and
it.
the look on his face,
Yeah, it was great.
so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And, as an actor, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how many takes it took. I don't know if you had to get into a place.
You go there from your life experience, I guess. You know what I
And
mean?
Jess called that out too. We're like, I didn't think about it the first time, but it's devastating.
Yeah.
And you put yourself in that place. Like there's something else on this tape. There's no way you want that in your head for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
For somebody that, maybe is indicative of the fact that you may want to stay
he
with
does
them
it-
or make it work somehow.
Yeah, and the way they wrote it, he does it really fast.
Yeah.
As soon as she says no, he's like, bam, he shuts it off.
So now we have to get to
The hallway,
the
with
secret
the
room.
bookshelf.
Gustav, this little perv.
And this is the most silent in the entire movie is when she is going through the bookshelf wall, the fake painting books on the wall, and finds the little door handle.
Yeah.
So that scene right there, that was the most non-dialogue scene in the entire movie. I
Okay,
think.
probably not 17 minutes though, so a little
Probably like
short.
17 seconds.
So she has to crawl through this weird door into a secret room, and Gustav finds her in there. And did you think something bad was gonna? I didn't feel scary.
I was a little concerned. I was like, because there was some weird
'Cause
shit in
he's
there.
tied up. He's kind of teed up to be a weird guy.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like, I mean, is this a torture,
I didn't
room
maybe think
situation?
that, but it could have been something. Yeah, maybe, or photographs, or.
I mean, there was just all these weird.
But he talks about how, and he shares with her inheritance. Parents died young.
He
Didn't go to
traveled the
college.
world.
And so it looks pretty eclectic. All the items in there.
Yeah, stuff from all over the world, but just weird, like wooden masks.
And he goes in there and has to be completely naked, as he says,
to
really center himself for something.
Yeah, well, I forgot what he says, but it's really creepy, and
it's
you got to think
interesting-
this room is soundproof. Nobody knows she's in there. Well, he said everybody went home. The party ended pretty quick, actually.
Yeah, and she was.
that party
then I
ended
was
in like
like,
30 seconds.
Did
Everybody
he
was
send
gone.
everybody away? Because that just seemed, maybe that was an editing
Yeah, that
issue.
was just exactly.
So but what's weird, given what happens later, is he calls her nosy. Now, my biggest question is he starts to seduce her, and he full on open mouth kisses her on her nose.
I backed up the tape. Not the tape.
Did you
because
think
I
it
was
an
like,
angle, like they fucked
no,
up on the angle?
I was like, what just happened? Did I see that? That can't be. So I watched it. I watched it 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, he goes down on her nose.
And
He, like,
he goes in
completely-
for a second one,
Does it twice,
then a traditional kiss. And this is the tidbit that I found
and
out.
then Lake's eyes are like, what's
Okay.
what was?
This is the tidbit that I found out on I think it was a Variety interview with Lake Bell.
Oh no,
That was Ken Marino's idea. He said, what if I just French kissed your nose? And Lake Bell, in a brilliant, I think, idea, said, you're probably going to have to do it twice then. Because once wasn't weird enough.
like, did he just miss?
And she said, if you're going to do it, that's fucking weird. You're going to have to do it twice because it needs to look intentional.
Wow, I'm glad you found that because
Yeah.
that's
I
a
would have had a problem
showstopper
forever. Yeah, we
Yeah.
would have had to stop the podcast right now if you had no answers.
That scene, folks, you will just like what? That is a WTF moment.
It's really bizarre.
I told you I had to watch it 3 times just to make
Yeah.
sure I saw
You
what I
you
saw.
So this is the thing that gets me is that it's a morning after. It's clear that they've been together,
Well, she's like
She's
semi
wrapped
tied up,
She's wrapped up
like
in wooden
rosary beads type of thing around her wrist.
and then a wooden horse is behind her head, and
Yeah.
she's confused by seeing it.
She just stares at it like, okay, where has this been?
And I maybe he's just that was a thing from when he was in
They had some-
Spain, and he saw beautiful horses, and that's just
They had some wild kinky shit going
Yeah.
on in that room is what happened.
And she has to do the walk down the stairs of shame, and there's our
Yep.
stoic Russian maid
They're
staring
just
at her,
feather duster in hand.
not saying a goddamn
Nope.
word.
She-
I
he's
see
like,
you.
Nice day.
I see you.
Just got to put my shoes on. How about when she was freeing her? Was it her bra or underwear
Yeah, I was
from
stuck on his hand.
Gustav's hand? That was priceless. The look on her face, and she's like pulling,
trying to
and then
pull it.
his finger just
Last
won't let
finger.
go, and then it shoots and hits her in the face.
We've all been there, right?
Yeah, gems of distant past.
Now, the only, and I may have said this to you before, but Gustav is a rich guy. Now, I imagine
Yeah.
scenarios with which I had unlimited funds, and I wouldn't do a lot of crazy stuff. I'd buy my own movie theater. I've told you that. But when I saw Gustav on the phone in the bath with the maid washing his hair, I'm like, that's the one thing. I'd do it respectfully, but to have somebody like wash your hair, it's the best thing about haircut. Just get that scalp massage. That's the one extravagant thing I think I would do.
All right, so your plea to everyone is that this podcast gets so big that you can have a
can have-
maid that washes your hair.
Hair washing whenever I want.
Ladies and gentlemen, make his dream
Please
come
help.
true.
Please help. Donate if you can.
Like, subscribe.
And
go
this
to
is
iTunes.
when Gustav finds out that Carol, the one at the party, was the one who stole his job. And essentially he's trying to mess with her to throw her off her game. That's the way I took it.
Yeah, the next day they find out.
Because I was surprised that Carol had sex with him. Really surprised. That was the one thing in the movie that just kind of
Oh, that's
perplexes me a little
yeah.
bit.
So she comes back into Danny and Mo's apartment and says, and I wrote it down because it was so funny.
Guess who's a slutty whore?
Yeah,
That was it. Yeah.
Guess who? Yeah, and
I didn't
and
write
then,
it down. I remembered it.
And then, guess she just bursts in the door. Guess who's a slutty whore?
As you do.
And then she finds her sister on the ground, just a pool
Sobbing.
of mush, just sobbing. And then she says, Danielle, what's wrong? So she's no longer Danny. She
Right.
becomes Danielle Seriousness.
And
her
that's
sister.
because Mo has left.
Yeah, Mo.
has
Yeah,
left. Rightly so. I mean, I would.
yep, yeah. He walked out of the apartment when she came home.
Yeah. And we get Sam and Gustav in the sauna again. And this is your scene that you talked about where Gustav is saying, oh, yeah, I know the girl who snaked my jobs. And this is when Sam is saying, oh, Gustav's going to dump her off. And Sam's like, you got to dominate her. You got to play this vixen out. And there's a scorpion sting. And I'm thinking, you disgusting
Yeah.
pig. This is your daughter. He couldn't know, but he's literally talking about another man
Right. And that was the
using
scene
and
that
abusing his daughter.
I didn't think he acted the acting was very well in that first. It just
It was
struck
over
me
the
as
top.
It just struck me as fake.
Yeah, he went from zero to excited about dominating a woman too fast.
But again, he's reciting the dialogue that's written, but it just didn't. I don't know. That was the one scene that jumped out at me that didn't
Yeah.
play naturally.
Yeah, I agree.
It just didn't feel right.
Yeah, and it felt gross knowing what the actual. And when he has the realization at his dinner table about what he'd done, that does make that a little more effective.
Right. I mean, the dialogue is correct. It just, I don't know. It just didn't play for me.
So about this time is when we find out that the quadrilogy. Don't you dare call it a trilogy. These people will mess you up.
And Nancy's the front runner on it.
Well, she knows everything about it.
Yeah.
It's a space
It's
barbarian.
based on the Persian War.
or the Prussian War.
Prussian War.
That's a funny line too.
It was, yeah. You go,
all
Lake.
this stuff, and then based on the Prussian War.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she recites this whole long thing about this quadrilogy starring
she-
Cameron Diaz.
She finds out that she has been chosen to be in the world, to resurrect in a world, and she has gotten the gig of doing the trailer for this
And she is
amazing
giddy.
huge movie.
Yeah. This is she's scored the big time.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And because you want that for her. I mean, I think so. She's a decent enough person who cares about the people around her. But then there's the dinner at Dad's.
Yeah. She tells Danny,
So she's
the
got-
groupie's making casserole. It'll be fun.
Yeah, trying to get her out of her funk.
Yeah, because she's just a puddle.
Now, that scene where she's trying to cheer up her sister was almost the line that I did, the quote from the film, because it's at that time that Danny's really despondent, and she talks about how she thinks she's going to lose Mo, and she doesn't deserve him, and she's the worst, and she hates herself. And it's an interesting turn, because typically in these movies, it's the dude going, I'm suck. I'm going to lose her.
Yeah.
And secretly,
You're talking about when she's recording her?
Yeah. Secretly,
Okay.
Carol records her.
Yeah.
And I think Michaela did an awesome job acting in that scene. You know, it's really heavy, and you really believe, like, you know, she messed up, but you don't really know what she did yet.
You mean like in gratuity?
Sister code. And so they go to dinner at Dad's, and Jamie's there, who's lovely. You really hadn't seen the girlfriend too much, but she does have that Midwestern accent. Oh, like she's from Minnesota.
Yeah, and she's trying to play like she's mature
Well,
and
she
more
says her
older
mom
than she is.
writes a column for a magazine in Ohio.
Yeah.
So maybe they put her in Ohio, and Hollywood people think everybody in the Midwest sounds like they're from Minnesota.
Yeah, but she's trying to be more mature than she is, and you know,
I liked her.
It plays really well.
Like
how
I hear
she's-
groupie and hanger on, and I just think she's pretty lovely. And this dinner, it I don't want to get too much into it, like details wise, but the dad asks about the Mo situation. They talk about that. But what's interesting is this whole dinner devolves into talk about their mother's death and how they potentially blame him for her ODing on pills.
Right, yeah.
And that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was brutal. And then when they correct her, like, no, Xanax. It was definitely Xanax. He says Valium.
Yeah, because he
And
gave
both
her,
girls go Xanax.
he gave her so much anxiety that, you know,
Yeah.
and he doesn't really defend it. He just says, well, I'm sorry I got in the way of her love of this or
Then he
this.
starts yelling at the girls.
Yeah.
It was 16 years ago. Can't
Yeah.
we just let it lie? Blah, blah, blah. And then it devolves even worse into Carol's career. And he starts
Right.
going, you know, she's like, well, I have news. And then,
Oh, God. When she tells him,
and he has a complete
he
meltdown
almost
because
chokes on his
Yeah.
food. He says, I got this. She
I
says,
got-
I got this amazing job. And he doesn't believe it.
he gets pissed at his own daughter. So I got angry at this point. This
Really?
scene, yeah, I got to give Lake credit, right? Because she wrote it and directed it. But it made me angry, and I wrote in big angry letters on my notes here, Dad is an asshole, not a father. As a father of 3 daughters, yeah, I was pissed. But that is a credit to
Yeah.
the acting. When you get emotionally, you know, involved.
Well,
in
I
it.
think the other thing that made him choke is she admits that she was the one who snaked Gustav's jobs. And he realized
Yeah.
he
He
was
knows-
just in a sauna saying, dominate this girl. And
yeah,
it now means
he
his
knows he's the
daughter.
one that he screwed. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, he was talking about his own daughter
Yeah.
in a horrible manner. And I think, you know, that's part of the reaction,
Right.
too.
What I meant was that Gustav had screwed his daughter, and he
Yeah.
was telling her to go back in. Yeah. Yeah.
And after the dinner, I thought it was interesting that Danny and Carol kind of bonded over the fact that their dad's a dick.
Well, and I highlighted Danny's scene outside of the apartment there when she says, "I call bullshit," and
Yeah.
that man is never going to support you. You can't go to him for support. And that was really well acted. She rocked it.
Yeah,
on
it was
that.
a good scene. The lighting was good in that scene. The lighting was great in the dinner scene because it was dark as shit.
Yeah.
And a total contrast to the only other time you've seen that kitchen, and it was super bright.
Yeah, and it was the darkest scene for me.
Yeah, and the mom dying, and you can relate to that in a way. You know, like, this is Hollywood. It's, you know, we don't really identify with that stuff technically. But yeah, people unfortunately, you know, drown themselves in pills, and it seems like an easy way to do it. And, you know, they lost their moms at, you know, 15, 16.
Yeah. 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 Cut that age in half.
You know, that's
She's
a
30.
rough,
Yeah.
that's a rough time. And, you know, he may kind of subconsciously blame himself, and that's why he supported, you know, let her crash on his pad for so long or what have you.
Oh,
But
exactly.
now,
Yeah. I didn't
The
think about
biggest fuck you in the movie happens.
that. Uh-oh.
And this is when Sam decides to put his name in the ring for the quadrilogy gig, which screws his daughter in the worst. This is the most heinous thing.
Yeah. That might have been when I
selfish.
wrote it down. It was
Really?
somewhere. Well, it was somewhere. Yeah, it was somewhere between the dinner and this point. Because this is all in a row when I scribbled that down. But yeah, not only does he not support her, he becomes her competitor because he's pissed because she got it.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's an awful thing to do.
But then you got to go. Wait a minute. Lake wrote this.
Yeah. I get it. And that's that's
I mean, that's to her credit.
That sauna scene with the dad when Gustav's talking about this girl and he says, her face isn't too pretty at first, but then you're like, oh, she's kind of sexy.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. Like,
Well, Lake that wrote
she
about
wrote
herself.
that line.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of honesty in this.
Yeah, she's got the girl next door look, the plain Jane
I
look.
think
She
she's
doesn't have the.
really pretty. I maybe.
I agree, but she doesn't have the.
Yeah.
She's got the average, the girl next door look to
Yeah.
me, as opposed to your quote supermodel, perfect, whatever.
So unbeknownst to her dad is causing her to not have a guaranteed job with this. In the meantime, she sends the Danny tape to Mo that she recorded. He's staying with a friend at a studio.
Yeah.
He gets that tape and he's like, oh shit, I gotta find a way to play this.
Yeah, and there's a cute little note on there that references the bubble, which
Yeah,
he
the
went into
bubble
that
he
bubble
talked
speech
about.
earlier. Yeah.
And so there's a nice little scene. It's not maybe necessary with Lewis giving the pitch to Carol. So Lewis, the engineer, is finally professing that he likes her. And that's a nice little scene, but, it's fine. And I like the way she's like, I like you too. And she's walking away because she's
Yep.
got other stuff to do.
Well, did you not catch that brilliant moment in there? Isn't that where she gives him the little kiss?
No, they don't kiss at that scene. He's just doing the pitch and, trying to say, hey, we're going to do this. Do you want to make a splash? Let's make a splash. So the long and the short of it is because her dad's back in the ring, now it's an open call and Gustav, the dad, and Carol have to submit tapes.
Yeah.
So the studio thought they had a lock. Now that Sam's coming out of retirement or whatever, he's on the board, they have options and they all have to submit tapes of their reading of the quadrilogy, the Amazon Games trailer, to be considered. And I think that probably totally happens in Hollywood all the time.
Yeah. So Lewis came over and got her to tell her that, and when they're walking, he did that. She wouldn't stop talking and was walking away, and then he did that total. And he's jumping up and down and making all these crazy noises.
Oh, because
she goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And he called it a positive roadblock because his mom had, ADD, and it is hilarious.
Yeah.
And then she gives him
the way the camera pans out, and you see him jumping from a distance.
And he says he just tells her he likes her, and then she gives him a little kiss and is walking away, and she says, "I like you too." And I wrote down that was the Rudolph moment.
The Rudolph moment?
The Rudolph moment.
Like Rudolph and Frosty?
She said, "I'm cute. I'm cute." Where Clarice gives Rudolph the little kiss, and he flies. Ryan and I have a love-hate with. I love Rudolph. Grew up on it.
Oh God, that's a horrible movie.
And
that's a hellscape.
The most beloved children's movie of all time.
It's
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Makes you hate Santa. Makes you hate the other reindeers. Fuck
No.
those assholes.
No.
Just because he's got a red nose. And even Santa's an asshole to Rudolph for a while.
I'll bet you
Until he's
are such a
useful.
minority on this. We could get 1,000 emails and only 2 people are going to agree with you.
Fuck Claymation Rudolph is a hashtag I could get going. I could probably get a ground swelling on this. Anyway, so
I so want to go all Kane on you right now.
we have a reconciliation. Mo forgives Danny. She comes home. He's made her a sandwich bar, and that's kind of a nice little scene. So they
They
wrap
got
that
the
up.
song, probably their favorite song playing.
Yeah, they wrap that up, and that's pretty nice. And now one of my favorite scenes in the movie is the getting ready to record the trailer montage.
Yeah.
The various ways that they're preparing. Now, Gustav and Sam...
It's like a big playoff game.
Yeah. And the only thing that Carol's doing is it cuts to her and she's eating like a French dip sandwich. Is that right? And he says, "Aren't you a vegetarian? Or you don't eat meat?" And she says, "Well, on game day, I want to taste the blood."
Yeah, that was good. I wrote that one down too.
But I tried to clock what she was eating. I think it was a French dip sandwich.
It was like at his apartment right before they were leaving. He must have
Yeah.
made her breakfast.
So this is where
taste of
I'm going to
blood.
blow your mind, because they show them recording various elements of the trailer,
Yep.
which is pretty neat.
Yep,
And
all three of them.
Jamie helping Sam screwing up with take one is funny. But did you notice that I think Gustav he says, directed by BAFTA-winning director Terrence Pouncer.
Oh.
I'm looking at your eyes.
Well, Pouncer was a name you mentioned earlier.
And his first name is Terry. The Irish guy is the guy who directed the Amazon games.
That's a real movie?
Yeah, that's the trailer that they're doing. He's the director.
Oh, I thought you meant in real life. I was like,
No.
wait.
It's the Hunger Games in real life.
Yeah.
Which is obviously this is a playoff. But when he said, and that's when Jess was like, that's the name of the Irish guy. And I was like, oh, wow.
And he didn't strike me as a producer, though.
He's a director. It says directed by BAFTA-winning director Terrence Pouncer.
So he's directing the quadrilogy that's going to make billions, according to
Correct.
the lady who steals the show in two short scenes.
And I wish that her name was not in the opening credits as a surprise.
Did she rock it or what? I wrote it down.
Amazing.
She rocks it. Yep.
So they go next, and it's revealed by Sam earlier. He's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award at some point.
Yeah.
So now we go into the next event, which is the Golden Trailer Awards.
Yeah. From the big playoff to the banquet, the
Now-
award banquets.
The Golden Trailer Awards are a real thing.
Okay.
This is a real thing. GoldenTrailer.com is the website, and you can see the winners from the past.
Lifetime Achievement Award.
Hosted by Jeff Garlin. And it's the real Jeff Garlin in the show hosting it, and that's kind of funny.
Yeah, and he says some off-color jokes.
He does,
He's
he
just
does.
getting warmed up, folks.
And that's a Jeff Garlin.
Is it?
I wonder, because he's such a good improviser, if she didn't let him improvise, because
Right.
I don't feel much of this movie was improvised at all. I think it was pretty to the letter.
And she said that in her interview at Sundance, how she is super analytical and way over details everything.
Yeah, really prepared.
She storyboards, draws every single scene. Yeah.
Super cool. But what's interesting is they bring out, as part of the awards, the producer of the quadrilogy. And it's...
Oh, is this your clip?
Well, no, this isn't, actually.
Okay.
They bring out the producer of the quadrilogy, played by Gina Davis.
Yeah.
Now, her name is in the credits, in the opening credits. If that was a surprise, because she's so great. It was so good to see her.
She owned this role, and it's so short, the two scenes that she's in. But yeah, when she comes strutting out on stage in her skirted business suit, and
Yeah.
as the executive producer of this $1 billion franchise that's about to
What they
be
expect
unlaunched,
will be.
she is exactly. I mean, Robin Wright may maybe be the only other one that could do it better. If
Nice call.
yeah,
I like that.
but
I like that.
I don't mean to say do it better. I mean be on that level. I mean she owned it.
And in a really cool scene, they, unbeknownst to anybody, are going to air the official trailer for the Amazon games. And
Yep.
everybody in the room is like, whoa, wait. And so none of them know if they got the gig until the trailer begins.
Yep. So all three of them are in attendance, waiting to find out whose voice is going to show up on this $1 billion gig.
So did you like that scene?
Yeah, I
The
love
way that it
I love
played out
that nobody knows and you're about to get it revealed. I thought that
So-
was great.
Let's just not say who got it.
Okay, let's just play it.
No, I don't. That's not my scene, actually. Well, I guess we have to say it's Carol gets it because you hear a bit of music and then you hear her voice say "In a World."
And then the man that's there for his Lifetime Achievement Award, the proud father
Freaks out like a douchebag.
of the daughter who just got the gig, runs out of the room screaming like a child.
And he goes into the back and he's confronted with his girlfriend, Jamie. And this is my clip.
Yeah, she's running after him in her heels and she can't keep up. Samuel.
And I love her Midwestern accent. I just love this clip. So this is her confronting Sam after.
This is a scary moment, Ryan. Before you press that, your clip may be my spiritual moment,
Oh my God.
which may never happen again in several lifetimes.
We'll try.
hurting. You buck up and be proud of your daughter, damn it.
Now, Lake Bell is looking for her father. Briefly.
Dad. And now when you're done standing there crying and feeling sorry for yourself, you are going to go and apologize to both your daughters for being such a jerk. Okay? And you are going to be a good daddy from now on. Or else you can say goodbye to me and my perfect nose. You're a better man than you think, Sammy. Winning isn't everything, family is. And being nice is a lot more fun. You'll see.
So, MVP of that movie. I love that scene. I loved her Midwest accent, and I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I got goosebumps because that scene is my spiritual moment.
That's crazy. Okay.
That how I never expected this to happen. So the fact that she says, "You can't talk to me that way, no matter how bad you're hurting." When you don't have inner peace going on, you spill out or you vomit out your anxieties and all your stuff onto other people, and she's holding them accountable for that, saying you are accountable for your own inner peace, basically. So you don't have the right to just spill it out all over me and talk to me that way. You need to reconcile that yourself, and then so that. From a deeper spiritual perspective, I guess.
That's awesome.
that's how I looked at it. And then, of course, the family thing was really cool, too.
So I am trying to clock these moments of yours. I'm trying to predict them. This is not... I thought it may have been a greater thing about healing and family, and I didn't think it would have been through this.
Yeah, no, it was all about the taking responsibility for your own inner peace and not... causing harms to others.
And just being a better father. And she says being nice is more fun.
Yeah. Well, when your instrument's out of tune, you don't have the right to put somebody else's out of tune. You got to tune it yourself.
So he accepts his award. He dedicates the award to his daughters.
He accepted her challenge of she will lose her perfect nose if he doesn't do this.
And an interesting moment, Carol's in the bathroom. She's washing her hands next to the Gina Davis character. And Gina Davis has, and watch the movie for this speech. I don't think we should give too much away. Okay. But what Gina Davis says about why she got the job was both inspiring and depressing.
And appalling at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And delivered so well. So well.
Yeah. I know who you are.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
And then it closes. Obviously, we assume that that job has gone successfully, and now cut to Carol doing her own voice work studio, and she's got students who all...
Yeah, Lewis is behind the board there, right? Still, you take it they're a couple at this point.
Dutifully, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think he's in the friend zone still.
No.
Oh, yeah, they do kiss at one point after their karaoke.
Because it feels like this is a few months down the road. And they're kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So the studio is full of all squeaky little
this is
LA
the thing
girls
that Lake Bell really passionately feels about. She calls it baby girl voice virus or something. And
she calls it something else too.
And yeah, I mean, she says, "Hey, why are you here? Or what do you do? I'm a corporate lawyer." She's been looking for a job for 10 months. And
in this squeaky little voice.
They don't want to hire a sexy baby.
Yeah. It may work for the bedroom, and then all the girls start giggling at each other and going, yeah, it does.
But Lake Bell, I mean, that's a real thing. These are women who talk like that on purpose.
Well, and I have proof.
She makes fun of it throughout, and early on you can be like, oh, she's making fun of other women, tearing them down. But not really. She meets her later and gives her a voice card.
Yeah.
And then she's helping them at the end. So I think that's a pretty good
she wants them to be empowered, I think.
And she says as much. And that's, the end is your voice needs to be heard.
Yep.
And then the movie ends with the classic "Everybody Wants to Rule the World," which I think is a fun.
Yeah. Well, here's a real life case in point for exactly that. Directly out of L.A., the supermodel Kathy Ireland from the '80s fame, Sports Illustrated. I think she has the most Sports Illustrated swimsuit covers of all time.
Kathy Ireland to our younger audience.
I had her I had a collection of her calendars. Every Christmas, I would get her calendar as a present under the tree.
From your parents?
It was very no
From
no.
Santa?
I was older. I was moved out at this point. I had a huge crush on Kathy Ireland. So there is a movie called Alien from L.A., 1988, where Kathy Ireland has this exact squeaky little L.A. voice that all these girls are portraying in this movie. And as probably most people know, she went on to become a super billionaire businesswoman with her own clothing line and whatever else. But
Not
she
a sponsor
took
of this podcast.
she took. I'm a sponsor of Kathy. She took vocal lessons as well. And if I encourage everyone to go watch,
What happened with Tiny Tim then?
he never took vocal
He
lessons.
didn't. All right. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was a fun
liked
ride.
it?
Yeah.
You know, it's
It
it's a
even got
comedy.
better.
There's some
You know,
drama.
you
in
watched it a couple times, dude. You pick up a little more. It even got better each time you watched it. You definitely became confident that he French kissed her nose.
He sure did. All right, we're gonna end with reviews. I mentioned that one of them is a little bit longer, and I'm gonna give it a shot and try to read it as rapidly as I can, but as clearly as I can. And I want you to tell me if this is a real thing. Somebody do this for fun. It's a 1 out of 10 review. Film shows an utter contempt for the human consciousness. Callously promotes vegetative state. That is the name of this review. Believe it or not, I'm actually typing this review as the movie is playing. I'm a half hour in, and to be honest, I'm getting more enjoyment from the prospect of venting in this review than I believe I will experience from giving the remainder of this film my full attention. I appreciate that starting a movie review and forming an opinion during the movie is generally considered bad form. But frankly, the misery of watching this film is rapidly depriving me of any sense of morality. I was drawn to the movie due to a genuine interest in getting into a voiceover career and was originally fascinated at the notion of watching a film on that very subject. And after a little over a half an hour of watching this film, I'm struggling to retain much interest in the subject, the professionals who make their living in the field, perhaps life itself. This film has no personality, no real humor, not a lot of story from what I can see, no soul at all. The actors in this film are all miserably wasted, even the ones who have proved themselves to be quite talented in superior productions. They barely register here at all. They're on that screen, but they just don't jump off it. They're like ghosts, haunting my screen. Right now, this film is forcing me to reevaluate my passion for film. In the past, I have prided myself on sitting through any old tripe so that afterwards I could objectively evaluate the pros and cons of the film. But now, past my mid-30s, I find myself questioning whether I have enough disposable time left on this earth to squander on watching films like this empty, miserable drudgery. Okay, at the risk of drifting into the realms of sadomasochism, I'm going to sign off for a time and give the second act of the movie an opportunity to reveal the underlying qualities of this film, which may reveal it. This person stopped writing this review and says I'm going to watch the rest. Nope. The nose-kissing scene has pretty much killed any remaining enthusiasm for this film. Although the lead-up in the secret room was a nice scene. What a perv. It's a weirdo.
The Red Room.
At this point, I am operating solely on morbid curiosity to see what utter lunacy occurs next. Alas! I found myself from this point unable to commit to this movie in real time any further and was forced to skip through and navigate the rest of the movie in a form of scanning mode, seeking to sift through the wealth of self-indulgent fluff in order to divine some value in this miserable and fruitless cinematic hell and claw something of value back from my lost and irreparable place of life. This film left me reflecting on what I was actually expecting from this experience, or any cinematic experience for this matter. I find myself close to an existential meltdown as I am left to ponder the meaning of life. As I shut the movie off before the credits roll, I feel I'm doing the cast and crew associated with the film a favor and not tarnishing their names by association with what I've just tried to watch.
So, you know the inner peace scene that we talked about? The guy was melting down inside, I think, before he even started watching it. He clearly got triggered.
Do you think that's real?
Yeah.
Who did that?
He
This movie made them reevaluate their life, reevaluate their love of film.
Well, his age is he's in his 30s,
It created
midlife crisis.
an existential meltdown.
Yeah.
And I think this is somebody who didn't get voiceover work and is pissed, and this movie caused something in them.
Yeah, it triggered.
All right. And now we have the positive review. This is a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
I loved this movie. It felt like Cary Grant and Doris Day in the new millennium. Miss Bell directs and leads, creating a movie of wonderful... Sorry. Miss Bell directs and leads, creating a movie of wonderful, kind energy we may all find too little of in today's world. Lessons taught sweetly, with just enough pain. People being people, weird and imperfect, but ultimately adorable. Watch it with friends, or family, lovers, or children, and you'll have a great time. So that's it.
Lovers or children?
Nothing more to say. IMDb's requirement of 10 lines is silly. It forces bad writing and trite thought. You know? So here it is. Watch it with friends or family, lovers or children who like romantic comedies, I guess. And there
Lovers
you go.
or children?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
Again, I've noticed the good reviews are fun when they're weird too. So
Yeah.
got lucky on this one. But I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, yeah.
And would you recommend this to a friend to watch? Somebody to check out, even if they like, meta movies about movies?
Yeah, absolutely. I probably might throw the word quirky in there because of it's so dialogue driven, which is difficult to do. I mean, as far as the nonstop dialogue and to keep interesting and to keep the interlaying, you got 3 or 4 different storylines going simultaneously. Yeah. So,
and reminding us that Gina Davis is a goddamn treasure.
Just come in like a freight train.
Give her more. I mean, I'm sure she is on her own terms now, but
yeah.
Well, thank you for watching, Todd.
Oh,
thank everybody for listening. If you have thoughts about this movie, about that person's review, or if you are that person, please get at us and let us know your mental state right now. Are you still in that existential crisis? A little independent podcast at gmail.com is the address to email us to.
Yep.
Again, if you have criticism, be kind. Yep. Don't be weird.
Lake, Gina, anyone else in the cast, please chime in.
Yeah, we'll hear from you as well. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for listening.
All right. And Ryan?
Yes, Todd.
We will always have Monty Doro.
Who are those guys?
Who are those guys? You'll love it. It's just a little
You love it. It's just a little independent. You're about to say
You'll love it. It's just a little independent. You're going to love it. It's just a little independent.
We're 10. Yeah, we're 2 or 2. We're like you'll love it. It's just a little independent. It's just
like I'm introducing a movie to you.
Like you're about to.
Oh. All right, yeah.
Just a little independent.